That night, sleep refused to come. Egu tossed and turned, haunted by visions of his crumbling empire. Meanwhile, Hugo lay awake too, staring into the darkness. She thought of the years she had wasted, her nursing career abandoned, her voice ignored. Yet, in her heart, she still loved him. She knew the storm was only beginning. The morning after the creditor's outburst, Hugo rose before the first cockcrow. She lit the small kerosene lamp in the kitchen, her mind heavy but determined. As she ground pepper in the wooden mortar, her thoughts ran fast. If Egu's world is collapsing, then I must not sit idly by. Someone has to hold this family together. By the time Egu stumbled out, his eyes red from sleeplessness, Hugo had already prepared food for the children and sent them off to school. She looked at him, her husband, once larger than life, now shrinking under the weight of his pride. "My husband," she said gently, "I will not argue with you again. But allow me to go back to nursing. Let me help. Not just for money, though we need it now, but for the sake of our children. They must not see us fall completely." Egu grunted, waving his hand as if to dismiss her. But this time, Hugo did not wait for his approval. She had begged long enough. That week, she visited the hospital where she once worked. Many of her old colleagues still remembered her, Hugo, the nurse with the steady hands and kind smile. They welcomed her back eagerly, though she had to start with night shifts again. The pay was modest, but it was honest, steady, and hers. For the first time in years, Hugo felt alive. The nurse's uniform wrapped around her like a forgotten crown. Her steps carried purpose. At night, when the hospital wards echoed with cries and whispers, she moved like a calm river, tending to patients, whispering encouragement, easing pain. The respect she received warmed her heart, and slowly, her confidence returned. Meanwhile, Egu's empire continued to crumble. Apprentices disappeared one by one, each running off with what they could carry. Debtors pounded on his door. The once busy warehouses grew silent. Egu, the mighty trader, was now a shadow in his own home. But Hugo did not gloat. Instead, she quietly took control of the household. She paid the children's school fees from her salary. She made sure food never failed in the pot. She taught the children resilience, humility, and the value of work. They began to look up to her more than their father, though they never disrespected him. In the evenings, when Egu sat brooding in the corner, Hugo would place food before him without a word. Sometimes he ate, sometimes he pushed it away. But deep inside, he knew, without her, the family would have scattered like dry leaves in the harmattan wind. One night, Egu spoke for the first time in weeks. His voice was low, almost breaking. "Hugo, you are stronger than I ever knew. Stronger than me." She looked at him, her eyes soft yet steady. "Strength is nothing without love, Egu. I did not rise to see you fall. I rose so that our children would not drown with us." And from that moment, the balance in their home shifted. Egu, once the towering figure, now leaned quietly on the woman he had silenced. Hugo, the nurse who was told her work did not matter, became the pillar that saved the family. Hugo's return to nursing was only the beginning. Her dedication, kindness, and sharp mind quickly made her stand out once more. Patients requested her by name, doctors trusted her judgment. With every night shift, every life she touched, her confidence blossomed. After some years, Hugo had saved enough to take a bold step. She opened her own small clinic on the edge of the city. At first, it was just 2 rooms and a handful of equipment, but her reputation spread like harmattan fire. Mothers brought their children to her, traders rushed to her when accidents struck, and soon her clinic became a beacon of healing in the community. With discipline and patience, Hugo's clinic grew. She employed younger nurses, trained them, and even sponsored some through school. The woman who had once been told her career was unnecessary now held her own empire, not of warehouses and goods, but of compassion, healing, and wealth that came honestly. Years passed, and Egu, now humbled by his losses, watched in quiet amazement. He had once dismissed her, silenced her, even mocked her warnings. Now he saw her strength shining brighter than his own. One evening, as the sun bled orange across the sky, Hugo placed an envelope before him. Inside was a large sum of money. "My husband," she said softly, "take this. Use it to start afresh. Build your business again. The world has not ended." Egu's hands shook as he held the envelope. Tears filled his eyes. "You go, after all I did, after all the times I refused you," he could not finish. His pride crumbled into gratitude. She smiled gently. Marriage is not about one person standing tall while the other bows low. It is about lifting each other, supporting each other's dreams, and never dimming the light God placed in us. You are my husband, and I am your wife. If we rise together. And so, with Hugo's support, Egu restarted his business, smaller this time, wiser and more cautious. Their home flourished again, not because of wealth alone, but because of a newfound respect between them. From then on, Egu never again dismissed Hugo's words. And Hugo, though she had risen high, never failed to honor her husband. Together they learned a truth deeper than riches. Moral. In marriage, love means not only sharing joy, but also respecting each other's dreams, for when one light is dimmed, the whole house grows dark. Please comment, like, share and subscribe to keep the videos coming.